written in white on a red banner, apart but ever closer, aerial image of a small town. Terezinha Pessini, Quality Manager, Santa Rita.
My name is Terezinha. I was born in Fagundes Varela. It's a tiny town in the countryside, in the state of Rio Grande do Sul, with 2,500 inhabitants. I came from a family of 5 siblings, 4 women and 1 man.
Terezinha is white with short black and curly hair and is 45 years old.
My family has always been very underprivileged, living in a ranch in the Rio Grande do Sul state hinterland, and my dream was to study. I remember when I was very little, my dream was to become a math teacher.
Animal grazes on a field.
I've lost count of how many times I've had to move. I think that the first move is the most significant, because it feels like everything's going to change in our lives, you know? But then afterwards, from then on, moving becomes pretty easy. You put your clothes in a suitcase, zip it up and head anywhere without fuss.
She smiles broadly. Black and white picture of her as a child with hands in prayer position.
I left the countryside. When I was a kid back in the ranch, there wasn't even electricity at the time. So it really was a big change, having left that tiny little town without a doubt.
Animals grazing.
Then I lived for 5 years in Caxias do Sul, where I studied chemical engineering.
Picture of her wearing a cap and gown.
I believe that one of the greatest sources of pride for both my parents was when I graduated in chemical engineering. At my graduation ceremony, it was a very emotional moment.
Graduation pictures, everyone in cap and gown.
Given my family's economic condition, it was hard to imagine that I could achieve it someday, you know.
Aerial images of the town surrounded by vegetation.
And due to my work afterwards, I transferred to São Leopoldo. When I was offered a position that required moving from Rio Grande do Sul to the northeast, I only accepted the offer because my daughter was going to live there with me.
Picture of her daughter at age 4. Picture of the daughter's second birthday party.
But then she changed her mind and decided not to go. I felt very lonely, felt abandoned at the time in Juazeiro do Norte. I think we learned a great lesson, that we can still foster a relationship while living apart. And we became, I believe actually, closer than we were before because of that.
Pictures of Terezinha with daughter, already an adult, João Pessoa, Paraíba.
What brought me to Paraíba was my work at Alpargatas, where I started working from a very young age, back in my hometown in Rio Grande do Sul. But after some time, the factory closed its doors. And that's why I was invited to work here in Paraíba. So I've been working here for 9 years.
Aerial image of the factory. Pictures of Terezinha's wedding.
And while in João Pessoa, I met a man from Pernambuco, and we got married. So today I actually split my time between Recife and João Pessoa, weekends in Recife and weekdays in João Pessoa.
She walks around the factory, all wearing masks.
From the very beginning, the deal was I had my job and wasn't going to leave my job. My work involves traveling, so I didn't want to start a relationship that would prevent me from keeping my job and other things.
Aerial image surrounds the factory's tower.
At Alpargatas itself, if I go back in time, to the time when I started in 1985, it was a very predominantly male environment.
She walks around the factory.
I entered a world with mostly men at work. Even so, I managed to succeed. I had to truly face the male world. But I found out that as time went by, things have improved a lot.
Production line.
It also made me stronger to face all the difficulties that life brings us.
Employees working with masks on.
I see that out of the people from my hometown, Almost no one was able to advance, move away, study, go to college, graduate and have a profession. Therefore, I really feel like a winner for having managed to live, even with fewer opportunities, coming from a poor family with no financial conditions. Today I have everything that I want, everything that I need. So I think that, yes, I consider myself a winner.
Terezinha smiles.